Hey guys, welcome to Mad Scientist BBQ. I'm Jeremy Yoder, and today we're going to be doing something absolutely incredible. Today, we will be cooking Thor's hammer. Today, we're going to be doing something that is so ridiculous that it loops all the way back around to awesome. It's going to be amazing. What we have here is dry-aged 3-bone tomahawk. And I'm going to trim it in such a way that it looks like Thor's hammer. It's going to be the steak of the gods. Thus, we will call it Thor's hammer. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get this out of the packaging and get a look at the meat itself. This came from Porter Road, and I've had tremendous success with their stuff in the past. I've always really loved it, and so I think this will be just the same, because if it is, my mouth is watering right now as I'm thinking about it. If it's 90% as good as the stuff that I've gotten from them in the past, this is going to be the greatest steak experience of my entire life. So let me get this out of the package and take a look. Yes. Oh, good. Look at that thing, man. Look at it. That thing right there is so good you can't beat that with a stick. Yeah, the marbling is, oh, this is going to be amazing. Right? Yeah. Come on. All right, so first, let's talk about what we got here. Now, this is beautiful, gorgeous, amazing. I'm looking at it, and the only thing that kind of bums me out is I'm going to be trimming the bones clean. And I look at these ribs here, and I think, oh, I bet those are really good. But such is the sacrifice necessary to create Thor's hammer. Now, in the past, I had tried to do something kind of similar to this, where I bought the entire, side of like all the ribs of a beef. So it was humongous, and it was humongously expensive. I mean, it was a lot of dollar signs that I had to shell out for it. It was dry aged, and I thought, this is going to be the greatest steak that has ever graced the face of the earth. And so I made it, and I started cutting it to take my first bite and put it in my mouth, and by the second chew I knew it was absolutely horrifically bad, disgusting. As excited as I was, it was that bad. So if you wanted to taste the worst steak that had ever been made, it was probably that one. Now, if I have any footage of that horrific tragedy that was those tomahawk steaks, I cooked them with my brother. We were so pumped. He came to visit. Ugh. If I have any of that footage, I'll put it in here. But it was not a winner. Now this is going to be a winner, because all the dried stuff I've gotten from Porter Road has been phenomenal. And I don't expect this to be any different. And if you're interested in something like this, or you're interested in Porter Road, I'll put a link in the description below. You can go check out what they have. They're super awesome company, and they make incredibly good stuff. It's time to trim this thing up. What we're going to do is we're going to remove the bone on one side, the bone on the other side, and have just one bone in the middle. And so we have this massive chunk of meat with one bone, kind of the handle for Thor's hammer here. And by the way, I didn't come up with that name. There's a guy who's doing kind of a barbecue show, and he is a super awesome guy. I'm going to put a link to his Instagram. The guy he's just the man. But I was so enamored with the idea that I thought I had to do it myself, so that's what I'm doing. So first things first, I'm going to get this stuff off the bones, get them clean, and remove the 2 outside bones. But that's going to take me a while because I'm not a butcher. So let me give it a shot. Here we go. Yeah, it ain't the easiest thing in the world to be removing bones from cows, I tell you that right now. Come on. Why? I need a professional butcher for this. One down, one to go. This is not easy at all. Well, if it was easy, everybody'd do it, I tell you. Come on, man. Only he who is worthy. This is heavy. Nice. So cool. I got this trimmed up as well as I could. I'm no master like Chef Eric is, but this is what we got. So I left some of this membrane on the back to try to hold it together because I don't want to reach for this bone and have it pulled out of this huge chunk of meat. That would be a big bummer. Now, all we have left to do is season this guy up. Today I'm using a Santa Maria style seasoning. I just think it's really, really good, and I've used salt and pepper so many times that I want to try something new, even though a great steak only needs salt and pepper. So I'm going to season this guy up, and then we're going to throw it on the smoker. What I'm going to do is reverse sear. With such a huge piece of meat, you couldn't just do a regular sear on this. So we're going to reverse sear it. I'm going to put it on the Pits and Spits pellet grill back here, 250 degrees, wait until the internal temperature comes to about 130. That's about the level of doneness I want. Wait till the internal temperature comes to 130. Then we're going to pull it off and kind of let it rest for a little bit. And then we're going to get a grill absolutely screaming hot and sear all sides. And then we'll be done. So that is what we're looking like right now. It's taken longer than I thought, but I should have known better because I was thinking, oh, this thing only weighs about 7 pounds. It's not going to take that long. A brisket at 7 pounds comes up to 165 pretty quick. But it's about how thick the meat is, not the total weight. So after this thing is to the correct temperature, we're going to pull it off and start to let it cool because we don't want to overcook anything on the inside. We don't want it to just keep increasing in temperature. At that point, once it's cooled down for probably 10 minutes or so, we are going to throw it on a grill. We're going to make it dragon's breath hot. And we're going to use the PK grill because I find that I get great sear on there because they have the little grill grates. And I found that that actually produces a better sear and a better flavor than when you have the big, thick, extruded aluminum grates. Those look better. This tastes better. And so I want to make this taste absolutely phenomenal. And so I'm going to fill that thing up with charcoal. I'm going to put that Thor's hammer on for just a couple seconds each side just to obliterate each side with heat. Then it's going to be perfect. We're going to pull it off, let it rest for probably 20 minutes, and then it's time to eat it. Here we go. That side. It's going to go nuclear. Yeah, it's hot. That is real hot. Okay, let's rotate. Or for friends of friends, pivot. That is a hot grill. That is a hot grill. Whew. And other side. That is a very hot grill. Top side. Wow, that is toasty. All right, all right. Ooh. Woo! Oh my goodness, it smells amazing. All right, I know you can't see me, but maybe you can hear me okay. The smell that you get from searing on charcoal is something you can't replicate any other way. For people who grew up with charcoal grills, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and this thing has got it. So we got the smoke from the pellet smoker, now we got the sear from the charcoal, and my goodness, I am excited. All right, so next time we'll see you, we're going to be in the kitchen, and we're going to be ready to slice this up. All right, finally inside. We've let this thing rest for a while now. Hopefully it's about a medium because I like medium. So we should have smoke, we should have the rub, we should have sear on the exterior. Hopefully all that combines and makes a delicious bite. Let's slice this thing up and give it a try. All right, so this is what we've got. This is right through the middle. It's maybe a shade over what I would want, but this is about what I was looking for. The thing that I'm really happy with is that everything looks really juicy, really moist, and I got a lot of bark on the outside. So hopefully we get a ton of flavor on the exterior and we get a lot of moisture on the interior, so it's kind of the perfect marriage of the two things you really want. All right, so to try this out, I have my friend Jonathan here again, and we're going to give this a shot, and he's going to give me his honest feedback. If nothing else, this thing would be a kind of a great showstopper because nobody sees anything like this, and it's a really, really cool cut of meat. It's like you have prime rib on one bone. So you have the visual that makes it separate and distinct from everything else, and then hopefully we got some flavor on the exterior to really make it pop. We have the smoke, we have the seasoning, and then hopefully we have that beautiful sear that we were trying to go for with that super hot grill. So, Jonathan, please go ahead and give it a shot. You cut
It looks great.
whatever piece you want.
No, I think that it is from a presentation perspective. It looks awesome. It really does. It does look like prime rib on a bone. Can I cut into it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna sneak a little bit of the ribbon off the end here.
Yeah, go for it.
And just try some of the bark and see how this is. I'm going for 2 pieces. I'm going for a heavy bark. You know this is going to be good. It's surprisingly tender.
Oh, good.
The outside of the sear. You can get the rub. You can get some smoke, but it certainly is not. It's not a brisket. But it also hasn't been on a smoker for 12 hours.
Yeah.
The moisture is really good.
Oh, great.
And this is closer to the middle. The char is really nice. It's got some char. I'm going to keep eating.
Yeah,
it's got the char, and you get some of the salt coming through, so it's seasoned very well. I'm surprised at how tender it is, being especially that close to the outside.
Well,
sometimes
I'll take
I find that the char even on a steak will toughen it up a little bit, and it's it's really good. That last bite, more into the middle, you'd think it's a bite of prime rib. It is. I realize, but I'm not used to seeing it quite like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, that last bite, really coming from the middle of it, without the bark, was like a nice piece of prime rib, which it is.
Yeah. I'm gonna give this a shot. You got a piece of this too?
I didn't get this part yet. That's what I was looking for.
All right. Okay.
I always call it the ribbon on the outside.
Here we go.
And you can bite right through it.
Definitely taste the char. You can tell it's more done than like the middle here. Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting some smoke, not a ton. Yeah. I think your analysis was right on. I'm gonna cut this right in half actually. Just see what that looks like.
Wow.
Yeah. We did get a smoke ring.
You did.
Right there. Mm-hmm. But it's a really weird looking smoke ring because the middle is pink too.
Pink anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so what you're trying to get is wall to wall pink. And we got pretty close. But yeah, this line is the smoke ring. So usually when you're smoking meats, you don't have anything that's, not all the way done. So I want to give this a shot because this is hard to make taste good, I think.
Tell me how long you cooked this again?
It was on the smoker for like 5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
It's a thick piece of meat.
Yeah.
To get that temperature all the way through.
All right, we'll give this a shot.
All right. I like it.
I like it too. I think I could use a little bit more salt.
A little bit more salt.
And then maybe pull it a few degrees lower.
You could. I think that because it's cooked medium plus a few degrees, it is, I find it less chewy. I actually think the textures couldn't be better. I mean, that may speak to the cut of meat, but I think that the texture, I don't think you could ask for more.
Right.
I would go with a skosh more salt, but
yeah.
Other than that, the char is nice.
Could do some finishing salt or something like that, but I'm trying to think if there's anything else left to try. I'm going to pull this little guy that you normally wouldn't really consider to be a super important part. It's kind of stuck here in the back with a bunch of fat, and I want to see. I left it on because I thought it's possible that maybe this is going to be juicier. It'd be like something that's protected by a bunch of fat, and so hopefully nice and juicy. I see a tiny bit of smoke ring. I don't know if I'm going to get any smoke, but I'm willing to try.
I can taste the fat more in that.
For sure.
You get the flavor from the fat.
Which I actually really like. Also, I noticed that the dry aged flavor, I've had dried stuff that's just brutally overwhelming, and I think this is definitely not that. I don't know if it's a result of the long cook or anything like that, but I don't get a lot of dry aged flavor coming out at all. Maybe it's there for people who are connoisseurs, but for me, I think it just tastes like, prime rib that's been seared.
I wouldn't, if you hadn't said something, I wouldn't have said that it was dry aged. I would have said the tenderness. I would believe that, but that could have also been how you cooked it in the cut. But I would not have guessed from the flavor that it was dry aged. Not in a bad way, but simply that it was. I would have guessed it from the tenderness, but not from the flavor.
Right. Maybe it's the cut itself too. I really don't know, but I do know that I'm going to be, excited to get full eating this stuff. Maybe I'll get a little bit more salt and get rolled out of here, bend over on my side, and have somebody roll me back to the car.
You think the two of us can do this?
The whole thing? I don't know. I think we can get real close. Thank you, Jonathan. Really appreciate it.
Anytime.
And as always, thanks for having us over and giving us a shot.
Happy to help.
If you guys enjoyed this Thor's Hammer video, please like the video down below. And you can check the link in the description for Porterode. They make great, great stuff. And it's not just beef. They have pork, they have lamb, they have a bunch of really great products that you should go check out. Click on the link and you can go see everything that they have. And if you call them and maybe sweet talk them a little bit, maybe you could get your own Thor's Hammer and do something to wow and impress the people who come over for a fancy dinner. But until next time, keep experimenting, and you can follow me on social media at Mad Scientist BBQ. So I'll see you in the next video. A humongous box of meat that I'm never going to be able to eat all of.
Really?
So
We're here to help.
okay, all right.
If I can serve you.
All right.